Hello and welcome to the February, although it's now March, update for Kingdom Death Monster. After a little bit of a delay, it finally came out on Monday, and now I'm getting to go over the newsletter, the sale, and the update. I haven't looked at any of it yet, but because it got delayed and of a couple things I heard about in advance, I know for one, the Preacher Wanderer is not going to be in the sale for this month. It's according to Dark Tastemaker, the production of that got pushed out so that they could get Kickstarter content deliverables put into production sooner. Additionally, we know that already that the Millennium Butcher is going into the simulator this month because they put out the release notes, and I think they actually pushed out that version on Friday because I suspect that the sale was supposed to happen on February 28th, but something got delayed for one reason or another, and it got pushed out to the following Monday. So, yeah, this is the February update. This is the timeline update that's been promised, hopefully, which kind of makes this one of the bigger updates of the year. I think, obviously Black Friday is the biggest update or the biggest event for Kingdom Death of the year. I'd say Gen Con comes next because, they release usually a lot of larger white box content for that. And they do demos in person. That's the only time of the year that, that YouTubers and other people can actually talk to Adam and the team. It's the only time of the year that they really demo like upcoming content or tease some artwork and stuff. So that's always a big event. And then I would say actually that the February timeline update is probably like the third biggest event of the year. If this is going to become an annual tradition that we get an updated timeline, this is probably the most informative post in terms of just the logistics behind when we should expect stuff. So, I made my predictions at the beginning of the year. Not going to go through all of them right now, but I'm predicting that we're going to get wave. I predicted that we would get wave one in Q2 of this year, which seems, if anything, a bit ambitious at this point, given that, we haven't heard anything and it's March now. I also predicted that we wouldn't get Campaigns of Death until early next year. And I forget what all my other predictions were, but I had everything kind of going out till 2028. So let's see. Let's start with the newsletter and go from there. And then we'll read the sale and the update. Cool art. KDU 103. Let love heal us all. 'Tis the season of romance and love is in the air. Mox the healer arrives to rescue her comrades with the strength of a borrowed heart. Check out Cupid Lucy, bedecked in fitting garb to make you love struck, available in both game and painter scales. She's joined by Hollow Heart Rain, a painter scale maven with a laissez faire grace. Finally, Indomitable Survivor Ancient Kale makes his physical debut after an uproarious digital introduction last year with KDS. In addition to this month's heartfelt sale, our Black Cat reprint arrives for Backer Kit pre order customers. Scroll down to learn how to redeem your pre ordered release. Cool. So Kale was a digital only release for a while, and people predicted that he would eventually make his way into the physical realm. Cupid Lucy, Mox the Healer, Preordained Mender, Valentine's Hypothesis wearing a hat. That's his hat. That's probably sold out already. Hollow Heart Rain, that Oblivion feeling. Cupid Lucy Painter Scale Appeal, Valentine's Day Art Prints. Iconic image is, yeah, Millennium Butcher for the simulator. Please be aware orders cannot ship, blah, blah, blah. Ship yours now. Black Cat pre-orders ready to ship. Black Cat purchased from our Backer Kit pre-order store ready to ship. Claim yours today. The new Kingdom Death Dark Treasury pre-order customers have received a separate email with instructions to redeem your purchases. The Dark Treasury is a tool we are developing for our backers and fans to easily and flexibly redeem pre-order and Kickstarter rewards at their convenience. Schedule your Black Cat to arrive at the most opportune date for you, or bundle it together with your store order to save on packages. So I believe that Black Cat pre-order was like offered as part of Black Friday through the Backer Kit, And so, yeah, it sounds like they are now adding more people to test the Dark Treasury for that. Community spotlight in celebration of this St. Valentine's. We are spotlighting 4 lovely survivor paints that we'd send flowers and love letters. In our hearts, this month is a pillar of the community, a hungry blade, a classic cake, and a Zachary that's aged like a fine vintage. And yeah, these are all very cool. All right, so on to the main events. Well, at least the next one. The shop. All right, let's start with Mox the Healer. What else do we got here? Death High Intimacy couple. So it looks like a couple things sold out already because I'm not seeing a couple of the things that were mentioned before. But that's fine. The painter scale stuff I don't usually care about. And Roaring Harmonica Kale. We already know Roaring Harmonica Kale, but yeah, just comes with his gear. This is all not really new stuff, but it's all physical, and it is $30. Yeah, I'm probably not going to buy that immediately. Maybe when it goes on sale for Black Friday. Cupid Lucy, $32. Interesting. I wonder if that's inflation or something. uh, although I think they make these all in the US, so probably not being affected by any of the tariffs or anything. If it's resin. I could be wrong. And then Mox the Healer. Okay, Mox the Healer comes with some stuff, but it's beta, almost sold out. Uh, Apostle Healer. When creating starting survivors this campaign, nominate one of them. They gain the custodian ability and replace their founding stone with the beating heart stave starting gear. Limit one apostle pillar card per starting survivor. Okay, so this is going to be like a pillar. And the beating heart stave is cursed, barb 4, Ephemorius, record a permanent injury of your choice to heal one hit location of an adjacent survivor. If they have a matching permanent injury in one of yours recorded, they remove it. Okay, so I guess you can take permanent injuries to heal them from other people. That's interesting. Um, $32, 18 left in stock. Yeah, I mean, maybe when this is released in hard plastic and on sale, I'll buy it. So nothing too exciting for the sale, but that's fine because that's not what we're here for. We're here for the update. So without further ado, February 2025, Happy Valentine's Day and tariffs. There's that artwork again of Mox the Healer. Love and taxes. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. In this month of love, the number one sentiment I've seen floating in the air, aside from the joy of romance, is the question of tariffs. Will tariffs cause prices to skyrocket? How will tariffs affect upcoming releases and content that has been pledged for? What about distribution? What will happen to everything? You, the community supporting us, have shown us a lot of love over these many years, and we have in return continued to create without restrictions. We have consistently over-delivered rewards and put unimaginable effort and resources into every aspects of our projects. Our current geopolitical climate is changing faster than it ever has before, and it has become increasingly difficult to make predictions on more and more aspects of the fulfillment cycle. In some respects, we are currently navigating an ever-shifting catalog of changes and regulations that neither we nor our manufacturing, distribution, and fulfillment partners have had any experience with. In other respects, we have dealt with plenty of similar, less publicized, or in the case of Brexit, just as widely discussed changes in cost to manufacturing and trade policy over the years. As always, we will commit as our utmost efforts to doing right by our fans, backers, and backers. For example, the work we have done will continue to put into the dark treasury arises directly from our desire to alleviate the increasingly onerous costs of global shipping for our customers or for our supporters. We have done our best to not raise prices over the last few years despite everything going up in cost. I have several meetings lined up with our overseas suppliers with many points of strategy to discuss. In some cases, probably some cases, they are willing to take on some of this new burden with us, and we have accountants on both sides looking carefully into the exact rules we need to follow. Take heart, we got plenty of ideas again. Sell king coins again. Uh, that didn't go over so well last time, although I wasn't as big of a hater as some people, because some people viewed that as like cryptocurrency, but it was really just like gift cards. Although there might be like a physical thing that comes with it, which at that point it's just selling plastic or resin. Increase the cost of the core game reprint, make new fans pay for the sins of our past. We are totally out of core games, by the way. Charge an hourly rate for fans playing the sim. Okay, so this is all obviously jokes. Add a gotcha to the sim. Painting contest where you pay us to enter. Sell all our miniatures as blind boxes. You never know what you're going to get. Sell premium Kingdom Death dice that have more ones on them. Lower prices in hopes it attracts new customers. Start a new Kickstarter for a totally new project. Anyone up for that Death High game? Sell Adam's old paint water cup and more. Or paint cup water. All jokes aside, though, we will continue to be defiant and we will continue to make the absolute best things we can. Costs may have to go up a little bit, but not today. Not for our Valentine's Day sale. So, you know, I don't know. It looked like the costs actually did go up a little bit for the Valentine's Day sale. And I think they're kind of saying, yes, costs will go up over time. I think for existing backers like myself, probably, if anything, they'll increase shipping fees maybe. I don't know. That's always a little controversial too if you try to like bake some of those like increased costs into the shipping to kind of recoup for it. So we'll see. A scheduling intermission. Our manufactured partners have returned from CNY and have jumped straight into the production cycle for our upcoming releases. It has been about a week and a half since they resumed contact, and we just received mass production samples yesterday of content from the upcoming remastered Shipping Wave 1, with more samples expected to be delivered to our HQ offices within the next 2 weeks. We are still waiting on communication from our manufacturing partners to confirm freight shipping sale dates for the contents of this upcoming wave, and in anticipation of receiving more complete set of samples to showcase in the coming weeks, we will hold off on updating our schedule until next month. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Okay, well, so the kicks, I'm a little annoyed here. So the timeline update has been delayed. This is always a great sign. We also got a load of new plastic test shots in. Expect some lovely showcase photos of them next month. Okay, so next month we get to see that. Um, cool. Okay, well that's the Parasite Queen Community Garden. Curious because I forgot about it. Do we have a date the terrain from the last Black Friday sale will be shipping? We are currently making final tweaks and adjustments to the ultimate core game terrain set in order before moving on to engineering. We want to make sure that the terrain feels just as good when it is used with the default showdown board included with the core game as it does when combined with the ultimate showdown board. So we are giving the time and TLC it needs to fulfill that dream. I will have more information to share about the ultimate core game terrain as I get closer to production and fulfillment. Q. If you were to create a vignette of the Manhunter and or the Lion Knight, how would you name them? I don't know just yet. At the very least, we'll have to wait and see what the rest of the core game monsters have in store for us before we move on to vignettes of death centered around expansion monsters. Okay, so that's interesting that he's kind of saying that we still have to see Nucalope and maybe Woe Phoenix and maybe a vignette for the Hand and Kingsman before we'll see any expansion content. Was the number of campaigns saved in the KDS simulator changed to only one? I remember vaguely reading you could store up to 5. Blah, 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 blah. This shouldn't be the case. You still should be able to track up to 5 campaigns at a time. Hello, can you please try to make it so that the 3D terrain sits on top of the showdown board instead of having tiles be removed and pieces slotted in? I've glued the tiles onto my board. Unfortunately, we do not have plans at the time to make the Ultimate Core terrain sit atop the Ultimate Showdown board. Though I have explored multiple approaches with my engineering team, we concluded that the best way forward was to follow through with our original plans to take advantage of the modular removable tiles of the Ultimate Showdown board. Otherwise, there'd be no feasible way for us to ensure the correct size and proportions of the terrain in relation to other board tiles or models. Q, are you planning an update to the core game like last time or just a reprint of the current version? Our official newsletter would be the best place to go for news on the core game. We have always valued both ensuring that all of your Kingdom Death content remains compatible and to improving the overall play experience so you can be assured that if there are any changes that are made to the core game, we will have a way for more experienced players to easily update their game, such as Legendary Card Pack. Q, is any comment on version 2.0 of the core game? When we haven't even released KDM 1.665 or 1.666 yet, could you tell us if the new tariff are going to affect any and all of our outstanding products? I addressed this at the start of the update. Kind of didn't. All right, so sorry if I'm being a little like, I don't know, whiny about this update. Kind of a disappointing update. I get that they want more time to kind of figure out maybe some of the logistics with this upcoming wave, but you know, I was really hoping, that we would have a timeline this month. Well, I guess if there's one good thing, it was since this update was delayed a couple days, it means we only have to wait like 4 weeks, less than a month at this point for the March update, theoretically. So, okay, I guess that was this update. So I will see you guys next month.